is the AT Banter podcast, a balanced and entertaining look at assistive technology, accessibility, and its importance to people's lives. Join Rob Minot, Ryan Fleury, and Steve Barclay as they banter with people around the world about anything and everything regarding assistive technology and the disability community. And now, on with the show!
Hey, and welcome to another episode of AT Banter.
Banter.
My name is Rob Minot, and joining me today is spooky Ryan Fleury, ghoulish Steve Barclay.
Oh my God! It's not safe to be here.
And the undead Rick Chant is joining us.
Is that your neck?
I won't tell you what it was.
Something that hasn't been used for a while. Why is this a very special episode, Ryan?
It's Halloween.
That's right. Woo-hoo. Our big Halloween show. Very exciting.
I gotta get this bloody bat off my microphone.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Hey, and we should mention the guitar dungeon is very well decorated.
Oh yeah, it's nice.
You guys did a good job, Ryan.
Yeah, it's all my wife.
I like the sign that says "Home of a spooky witch and a handsome devil and their ghoulish goblins." The only problem is the only statement in there that I disagree with is the handsome devil.
Yeah.
Him ugly.
I love the
old black and white photo. Yeah.
Baby, the evil baby photo that you've got here in the corner. I'll have to take a picture of that later too. That's pretty. So, Rick, it's been a while since you've been here, so we're excited to have you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it has been a while, but you almost didn't have me. Trying to get over here from the other side of the bridge was a bit of a nightmare, and, traffic on the highway is, well, what traffic on the highway is in Vancouver. But for some reason or other, there were 4 ambulances that screamed by me. I didn't see where they were going, but I'm sure it's nothing pretty.
Yeah, the trains were really slow this morning too for some reason. So
Yeah, I heard there was some sort of police incident in Burnaby this morning. It's probably something to do with that.
Halloween craziness.
yeah, probably
Trying to run over the ghouls.
Well, luckily we made it all in one piece, and we're here, and we are going to get all Halloweeny on everybody's butts.
Woo! Halloween.
Weenie. But you know what? First, before we do that, Ryan, I got something to talk about.
Do ya?
Yeah, I want to talk to you guys about this. I saw this over the weekend, and it pissed me off.
I just laughed.
How much did it piss you off?
Me off. It was terrible. Well, let me. Should we set this up? So this was sent in, or no? I think we saw this on Twitter. But this was a segment that aired on some UK morning show. I guess last week.
Good Morning Britain. With Piers Morgan.
With Piers Morgan. It's a segment that features this woman. I guess she's an animal advocate, and the segment's called "Our Guide Dogs Unethical." And let me tell you, if this does not get you guys' blood boiling, I don't know what will. I'm gonna play a little bit of it, and then let's talk about it. So hold on, let me just.
You want to get rid of guide dogs, sniffer and bomb disposal dogs, police dogs, working sheep dogs, bulldogs.
What's going to happen to these dogs?
Yes, no, not really. That's quite a broad sweep of.
But they all fall under your umbrella of dogs that have not given consent to do highly valuable work. I mean, that is your all-encompassing role, right?
Well, my point is that I'm very uncomfortable with the idea that we use animals. We've used animals for a long time, and back, war horses and pigeons and dogs in rockets and things like that. And I want to obviously get away from the fact of us using animals for our benefit, use being the operative word. But
do you think these dogs are unhappy? Do you think that guide dog is unhappy doing what it's
doing? No, I don't think that at all. And I actually, feel that, they're not unhappy, and
So why
it's
get rid
not
of them?
actually being cruel in the way of vivisection is cruel, halal meat is cruel.
Because you say that when we're using them without their consent, and that we actually using them, that it suggests that they're doing something that they're being coerced or forced to do that would make them miserable. But that's clearly not the case.
There's a big difference between a guide dog and a dog that has been forced into a dangerous situation. You know, like a police dog or.
So you don't want to ban
horse.
guide dogs. You want to ban bomb disposal sniffer dogs.
Yeah, and I don't actually want to ban guide dogs. I actually feel that there's a couple of issues with the welfare of them, but actually, apart from that, for the human benefit, I think that surely some kind of modern technology can take over and benefit every blind person, because at the moment, a dog does not suit every blind person.
What are your welfare issues with guide dogs?
The welfare issues are probably twofold. The first is that they are bred specifically for the programme, and the 25%, I think I'm right in saying 25% of them that don't make the grade, those pups then have to be rehomed, and they're going into a system which is already bursting full of dogs that need to find a new home. So that's overloading the rehoming problem.
So your issue isn't it with the guide dogs which are working as guide dogs without consent, as you say? It's with all the guide dogs which are not working as guide dogs. That doesn't make sense.
It's the whole welfare issue around it, and also the waiting list. I spoke to a lady the other day. The waiting list. She says I'm on a waiting list for a year and a half for a guide dog. So obviously something's going wrong.
So we need more guide dogs?
No, we need new technology so that every visually impaired person
I'm losing the plot here.
can have
So there's not enough guide
guidance.
dogs, but there's too many guide dogs. I've lost it. Nigel.
It's simple.
Guide dogs love working
Actually,
as
it's not
guide
simple.
dogs.
So what's the answer, Nigel, to this?
I think there's a great answer, and it's already in place. I mean, technology would be great if it were there, but it just isn't there. So at the moment, it's the best thing, but it isn't. So at the moment, what we've got in place is amazing organisations training up these dogs, working so many hours a week to get these dogs well behaved. And the guide dogs only work about a few hours a day. So all the other dogs are on the dole. These dogs are happy. These dogs are working. And it's really lovely to see. And on that video, the partnership of that lady and the dog, there's so many amazing partnerships and beautiful stories that are created from these service
But what
dogs.
about when the dog retires and it can't stay with the owner because the owner wants another guide dog, maybe?
There's
no room in the house for the original guide dog.
There's loads of things that happen. Some of the dogs stay with the owner as a pet.
Yes.
Sometimes they're rehomed with family members. Sometimes they're back with the people who looked after them when they were puppies. But the Guide Dog Association, in this instance, always finds a loving home for the dog. That's their
do you have a dog?
Yes, I do.
What dog do you have? Hang on.
If my dog got to 9 years old, he would hate
What dog have you got? What is that dog?
She is a rescue dog from Paws to Rescue, and I found her in Bucharest about to be killed.
Right.
Brought her in.
And have you trained your dog?
Well, not
Have you tried to?
excessively, no.
You tried to train your dog?
Only to sit.
Only to sit?
Yeah.
Consent? I'm serious.
A lot of it's for her safety as well.
But did you get the dog's consent? Your dog's consent
No,
to
but
sit?
there's
to
big
obey
difference
your
between
human orders?
Cruelty.
What?
I'm not bothered about that.
You're talking about consent. You have a big issue with dogs consenting. My argument is everybody in the world
But to be put
trains
in a
their dog.
dangerous situation.
You trained your dog to sit without getting any consent from that dog.
No, you're
to
just
perform
making
that
a big
function.
sweeping statement because...
I'm exposing the hypocrisy of your statement.
No, you're not at all, because
Do you ride
dogs
horses?
who are potty...
Do you ride horses?
Dogs who are...
Do you ride horses?
No. Dogs...
Have you ever ridden horses?
Yes.
Right.
But I plod through a forest. I do not
Did you
put
get
that
the
horse
horse's consent?
in a dangerous situation.
Did you get your horse's consent to ride through the forest on it?
You're totally off the argument.
Did you ask the question? Answer the question.
No, you're completely off the argument.
Did you ask your horse's consent to ride through the forest?
Well, seeing as he doesn't speak
You clambered on top of your horse, right? And you charged along on top of it without
In
any
potentially
consent.
dangerous situations, to be fair to that horse.
No, because I'm a responsible rider and a responsible dog owner.
So because you're responsible, then it's fine to not get consent.
No, you're really, really mixing up the issue.
Am I? You said it's about consent.
it's partly about consent.
So if
there's
it's partly
a big
about
issue
consent,
around it.
Partly about consent, unless it's your animals and you're riding them or you're ordering them to do things, in which case consent goes out the window because you, Wendy, have decided you know better than the animal and they don't need to give you their consent.
Well, I know whether or not I'm putting my animal or any animal in a potentially dangerous or vulnerable situation.
Right, so because you're a sort of saintly figure when it comes to your animal ownership, we should all relax. Yeah?
Maybe.
Nigel, does Wendy have a point about animals which are genuinely in very dangerous situations, in war zones, for example?
Yes, but what is the alternative again? And if there is an alternative, like machines, which they do get to go in there, then fantastic. And I think they would rather do that. But it's about a cost thing.
But again, it's cost as opposed to a sentient being.
Oh, you know what, Wendy? Why don't we just let guide dogs do their fabulous work for people who are blind and rely on them and can then get out and about because of their guide dogs? The guide dogs always look happy to me. The people that they're helping look happy to me.
They seem to thrive on it.
Why don't you just continue riding your horse without its consent? telling your dog what to do without its consent and leave people who are blind to have the dogs that help them.
I want everyone who is blind to be able to be guided, and I think the future of that is in developing technology.
All right.
Oh my God, so much wrong with that. Right? I don't even know where to begin.
I'm just
well, first of all, okay, so
cringing.
I think my tongue is bleeding.
Talking about the technology, I mean, that's ludicrous.
Yeah.
Like the idea that, we should just develop some technology that will completely replace a guide dog.
Yeah, because nobody's ever tried that.
Like, okay,
I wouldn't mind a guide robot.
The most sophisticated robot, like what is the most sophisticated robot in the market right now? What, a Roomba? Like, that's where we've got to this point. So a Roomba, that's where we are, and we need a fully sentient AI. Yeah, I mean, we're not even close to a place where
we could put a harness on a Roomba and see what happens.
Yeah, right.
Get led around the house.
So, I mean, we've got self-driving cars now that keep running into things, you know?
Yeah,
that's the state of the technology.
There's nothing that we're not even close to being able to replace something like a guide dog for blind people. So you can just take that argument right off the table.
Yeah.
Like maybe in 30 years, okay, maybe we can have a conversation about it again. But then this idea that, I mean,
how do you get consent from a dog? Like, what do you do? Come on, shake a paw if you're consenting.
We'll take a paw print just to be sure.
I mean,
but if you take this treat, you're consenting.
But there's no quid pro quo here. This is what makes my blood boil, though, is because this is not the first time I heard about this. I actually heard rumblings about this a few months ago, where somebody was saying, "Oh yeah, in fact, I think it was on Twitter, and somebody who had a guide dog, some animal activist got in their face and was going off on them about how unethical it was to have a guide dog." So this woman, that's not an isolated incident. There are animal activists out there that are starting to push back against the idea of service animals.
Oh, sure, but this woman had no idea what she was even talking about.
Well,
this woman, no idea.
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely.
No clue.
I guess my point is what worries me is because all it takes in this age of social media is these
one interaction.
Yeah, these ideas catch fire real quick, and you know, I fear that there is going to be pushback against the idea of guide dogs, which is the last thing you need. But, you know, you can go down point by point of our arguments, and of course they're ludicrous. And I mean, honestly, in terms of them being happy, I mean, they're dogs. They love being outside. They love guiding. They love, like, being with their owner and working. I mean, who's ever seen an unhappy guide dog? And not only that,
I've seen an unhappy guide dog.
Fine.
We have a client in North Van that shouldn't have a dog.
Well, that's a whole different issue. I mean, certainly, you know, you could make the argument where, okay, well, maybe the vetting process when it comes to giving out guide dogs needs to improve, or I don't know. I mean, maybe there's an argument there, but this idea that it's cruel to have service animals is just, it's so frustrating and so ridiculous. when it comes to unhappy pets, I mean, I live in an apartment building, and there are tons of dogs in the apartment building. That to me is far more cruel than having a guide dog.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go home and see if I can get Daisy's consent.
Yeah, really, right?
I'll have to wake my dog up if I'm going to get her consent.
Yeah, boy.
Because she's got a queen-size bed with a memory foam mattress now. Watch out.
Yeah, Daisy's sitting on a king.
Yeah.
Let's give.
I thought Piers did a good job of pushing back on her, though.
Oh, he did. I
He
like.
didn't
Yeah.
just push back on her. He slapped her around.
Well, yeah.
Oh, did
Yeah.
he deserve it?
Well, where's it going to stop? You know, we got therapy animals out there that are being, you know, proven to actually help people and their health benefits, right? So,
Well,
you know.
and you know, this idea of putting animals in unsafe situations like war zones and bomb sniffing dogs and drug sniffing dogs. It's like, oh, okay, well, so you have a problem with the idea of a bomb sniffing dog, but you would be fine with putting a person in that situation.
Yeah.
In lieu of the dog.
Well, because they can consent.
Oh, I see. It's all it's all about the consent.
Yeah, so all of a sudden it's a completely different thing if it's a human versus an animal, right?
See, there you go. That technology is probably going to exist before a fully AI robotic dog. Is that headset from that movie Up, where the dog can wear the headset and talk?
Squirrel.
Yeah, that's probably going to exist before a fully robotic AI-driven guide dog. So there we go. We can work on the consent problem technology-wise.
There you go, yeah.
Because then we can just be like, do you want to be my guide dog? Yep.
Squirrel.
All right. So that's enough of that. I just wanted to, like I said, I wanted to play that for you guys to get a little bit of your input.
Get the blood boiling.
Well, it is Halloween after all. So speaking of Ryan, what else are we going to do today?
Well, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of Halloween topics, and a little later on, Steve is going to be carving a pumpkin.
Oh, very nice. Well, hopefully there's going to be less bleeding this year. Steve, did that end up scarring incidentally?
No scar this time.
That's right. I remember that well. Steve cutting himself on the pumpkin as he was carving it. Looked like a bloody emergency room in here.
Well, maybe we'll have better luck this year, and Steve will actually get a scar.
Oh, I'll do what I can.
They want we know our audience, and they want blood, Steve. So do not disappoint.
I'll take the photos.
Whoa!
What the hell was that?
I think that was the front door.
Okay,
Did you order more shit from Amazon Prime again, Ryan?
Man, that's the most aggressive Amazon delivery driver I've ever heard. He really wants to fulfill that 2-day shipping.
Well, we did order a pumpkin spice diffuser set, but it's not due for another few days.
Do you need to get that?
No, it's okay. Linda's upstairs. She can get it.
All right, I'm coming. Take it easy on the door.
She's got it.
So, where were we?
Guide dogs.
Oh, yeah, right. So, we talked about the guide dogs. Damn it. What the hell's going on up there?
Whoa, what is that? Is Benji freaking out now?
That didn't sound like Benji. Hang on. I'm going to go up and see what's going on.
Yeah, we can't record with all this damn noise. Well, we'll just wait for Ryan for a minute, and
Smoke him if you
hopefully
got
he
him.
finds out what the hell's going on.
Welcome if got him.
Hopefully he finds out what's going on up there. Hey, aren't we supposed to all be on mute? I know I muted my phone.
Wait now. It's a text from the BC Emergency Alert System.
Be advised, all residents of the Vancouver Lower Mainland are advised to return home and stay indoors. A highly infectious agent has been discovered and is spreading rapidly. People who are infected are likely to become irrational, extremely violent, and may try to eat people.
What?
If you encounter one of these people, keep your distance and seek shelter immediately. If you've been bitten by one of these people, you should isolate yourself from others and seek medical attention once the alert has been lifted.
Oh, shit. Hey, Ryan! Ryan! Hey, Ryan! Get him.
She attacked me. It's like she was crazy.
We just had an alert on the BC emergency systems.
Freaking zombies, man. She's turning into a freaking zombie.
Ryan, did she bite you?
No, I mean, I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, sure, I'm sure.
We should call 911.
What did you do with Linda?
It's okay. We threw her out on the balcony and locked the door. She'll be fine.
Where's Benji?
She kind of may have eaten him a little.
She ate the dog?
Yeah.
Wow, I need a drink.
Sit down, Ryan. I think you're in shock.
What now?
I just need to sit down a while.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Just sit down, chill, have a seat.
Yeah, you're looking super pale, dude.
Whoa, he's fainted. Elevate his feet. Steve, get a cold washcloth. Rob, find a blanket.
Hey, hey, here's a blanket.
Cloth.
Okay, let's see his pulse.
How's he doing?
Guys, he's got no pulse.
What?
He's dead, guys. It looks like Linda did bite him. There's a chunk out of the back of his wrist.
Oh, crap. Well, we've got to get him out of here before he turns into a zombie.
Right, grab his ankles. I got the arms. Let's get him out of here.
I want to suck your blood.
He's turned into
A vampire?
For Christ's sakes, who's in charge of the continuity for this episode?
Come to me, my children.
Kill it! Kill it! How the hell do you kill a vampire?
You stake it in the heart. That's what Buffy would do.
Where do we find a stake? We need wood.
Drumstick. Not the bloody cowbell. Stab him in the heart with it.
Oh, great. He's turned into a bat.
Get him.
Duck! Don't let him bite you.
Crap!
I've caught him in the blanket.
Stab it. Stab it.
Oh, God.
Oh, wow. You guys okay?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm okay, but you're bleeding.
Oh, just a scratch. Not a problem. We'll probably get fan mail.
Why is it that every Halloween episode you have to get cut?
Wow. Ryan made a shitload of dust.
That is a shit ton of dust.
Yeah, that's more than a Swiffer's going to handle.
Guys, what do we do now for tech support?
Oh, shit.
Oh, guys, I'm feeling lightheaded. I'm just going to sit.
Yep. Just like the last Christmas party. Another one down.
Is he turning into a vampire?
How the hell would I know? Just get the other drumstick just in case.
What is that growing on the side of his neck?
It looks like bolts. Oh, what?
Is he turning green?
And his head is changing shape. I think he's turning into Frankenstein.
Actually, it's a common misconception. It's actually called Frankenstein's monster. Frankenstein was the doctor that created the monster. I swear, if I find out who's in charge of continuity, I am going to give them a piece of my mind.
Holy fuck, how do you kill a Frankenstein? Quick, he's coming round.
Fire, I think. Throw him in the fireplace.
It's an electric fireplace, you knob.
Try it anyways. It's gas. Is he dead?
Seems like. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
What?
It's just a little scratch.
Oh, for goodness sake, sit down. I'm restraining you until I find out if you're okay.
Is this strictly necessary? I really do feel fine.
Necessary. We have a zombie Linda upstairs with a half-eaten dog, a massive pile of dust where Ryan used to be, and an electrocuted Frankenstein Steve. You're damn right it's necessary.
Fine, but I...
What? Seriously? A werewolf? Give me a break. How do you kill a werewolf? Silver. Where am I going to find silver in the guitar dungeon?
Happy Halloween!